All right, well, 15 matters in front of the judge on the conservatorship of Britney Spears. And top of the list was a lot of back and forth on whether or not she should be allowed to fire her attorney and the team and hire a new attorney. The judge finally agreed that yes, she could. So now she has attorney Matthew Rosengart as her primary representative. And he described her testimony to the judge today as lucid and compelling, and that he's ready for a fight for her.
One thing that everybody has lost sight of in all of the controversy, all of the litigation, and all of the drama is what is in the best interest of Britney Spears. It doesn't take an expert to understand that the fundamental tenet of probate law, of conservatorships, is what is in the best interests of the conservatee. Can anyone believe, can anyone disagree that it is not in the best interests of the conservatee for James Spears to be a co-conservator?
Rosengart called for Britney's father to voluntarily step down. She had called for his removal as well. The first time she spoke to the court back in June, and again today, probably with more emphasis. Her father's attorney outright said that was not going to happen. Tess Barker has attended every court proceeding since 2019. She hosts the podcast Toxic, the Britney Spears story. She described the moment when Britney got emotional in her testimony, sobbing and with a cheery voice talking about her abandonment issues.
She was talking about feeling abandoned at the facility that she had been sent to against her will, and that sometimes people would come visit her, but then she would just be left alone, and that she has abandonment issues, and that it sounded like she was saying there was somebody at the facility who had some kind of a therapy dog who would come help her with anxiety when she was feeling like she was being left alone in this place, and that set off a lot of tears for her.
All right, well, Britney Spears, Tess, a lot of the people outside of the courtroom, they all celebrated the fact that finally Britney has new representation. Tess Barker pointed out that the last few proceedings, it seemed as if Sam, the attorney, wasn't even fighting for her. And in fact, that's what a lot of people have been saying. And in part, that might be because he wasn't getting paid by the trust. All right, let's go to Coco McAvoy. She has more on what happened when people outside of the courtroom found out that Britney has a new attorney.
Yes, good afternoon, Susan. There was a lot of excitement outside of the courthouse once people found out that news, because there were hundreds of Britney Spears fans outside of the courthouse all day long. And some fans say they've been following the case for decades, but others say they wanted to get involved and show support after hearing that testimony from Britney Spears that sent shockwaves across the world. And now some of these fans say it's time for the conservatorship to end.
We're here to free Britney!
As the conservatorship hearing for Britney Spears unfolded in the courtroom, fans gathered in droves outside of the building.
And to be able to come out and show out not only for Britney, who I've loved my entire life, but also for countless other Americans is really, really important.
The Free Britney fans marched, chanted, and sang some of her most popular hits. All in support of the pop icon in her battle to end her years-long conservatorship. Some fans have followed Britney's case for decades.
A lot of it was speculation, and so for the longest time I was just like, well, we don't know, and we just have to hear from Britney herself. And so finally hearing her say these things, even though it was heartbreaking, was also validating for this movement.
In Britney's last hearing, she called the arrangement abusive and embarrassing, saying she wants out, a message that resonated with her fans.
I'm so proud of Britney for the bravery that it took for her to speak and talk about this.
When the group found out, the judge ruled in favor of Britney's request, allowing her to hire her own attorney for her case. A celebration ensued. The fans plan to continue following Britney's case and say it draws attention to all conservatorship cases across the nation.
So we really need to take a look at this, and if she's the poster child for it, let's do it. Let's free Britney.
And fans came from all over for today's hearing. I spoke with a group of fans who traveled all the way from San Diego, and they say they just had to be here to support Britney Spears. We'll have more for you at 6 and 10 o'clock tonight. Reporting live this evening, I'm Coco McAvoy, Fox 11 News.